Hi, I'm Mr. Byram. Today we are going to talk about the disc sander. This is a disc sander that is similar to those typically found in school shops. The disc sander is used to smooth and shape the edges of material. This is usually not the final sanding operation. Some hand sanding is often needed. A disc sander should not be used in place of a scroll saw or bandsaw to rough cut material. Remove as much material as possible before disc sanding. This machine is called a disc sander because the sandpaper is in the shape of a disc. This particular machine is a 12-inch disc sander because the sanding disc is 12 inches in diameter. Now, before we begin, let's review a few general safety rules. Always get permission from the instructor before using the disc sander. Always wear proper eye protection. Remember, state law requires all students to wear approved safety glasses at all times when working in the shop. Also, use hearing protection and a dust mask when appropriate. Horseplay is never allowed in the shop. A proper safety attitude begins with a healthy respect for what a tool can do and the inherent danger of any machine. Arrange hair and clothing in a manner not to get caught in revolving machinery. This means that hair is pulled back and tied behind your head, no loose clothing, remove coats, sweatshirts, and hoodies. Shirt tails must be tucked in, sleeves buttoned tight or rolled up. Jewelry that might be caught in revolving machinery must be taken off and put in a safe place. Remove watches, rings, bracelets, and necklaces. Wear shoes to protect your feet. Open-toed shoes such as sandals or flip-flops are not allowed. The operator safety zone around a machine is 3 feet or arm's length. Only one student is allowed in a safety zone at a time. Be patient and wait your turn outside of the safety zone. Do not talk to or distract the machine operator. The loss of attention while operating a machine could cause a serious accident. Make sure all safety guards, blade guards, belt guards, and wheel covers are in place at all times. Adjustments on all machines are only made with the power off and the machine completely stopped. Before we turn on the disc sander, it is a good idea to make sure that the machine is adjusted properly. The work table should be set at 90 degrees to the sanding disc. This can be checked with a tri-square. If a miter gauge is used, it should also be set at 90 degrees to the sanding disc. In many schools, machine adjustments are only made by the instructor. Please check with your instructor if adjustments are necessary. Inspect the condition of the sanding disc. Do not use the disc sander if the disc is worn out, torn, or clogged. A worn out or clogged sanding disc will not sand properly and will burn the material. Report any damage to your instructor. Inspect the material to be sanded. Sand only dry wood. Avoid sanding paint, varnish, or glue materials on the disc sander. They will quickly clog the sanding disc. Never sand metal on a disc sander intended for woodworking. The sparks from the metal can get into the dust system and start a fire. Keep the floor around the disc sander clear of sawdust and debris. A clear floor will reduce the possibility of slipping. Always maintain a 4-inch margin of safety. Remember, the palm of your hand is approximately 4 inches. Keep your hands and fingers out of the danger zone while the machine is running. On the disc sander, keep your fingers behind the miter gauge slot. A disc sander can remove fingertips and knuckles very quickly. When sanding small pieces, use an appropriate clamping device or fixture. Always keep your fingers outside of the danger zone. Sand only on the downward side of the revolving disc. Not all sanders revolve in the same direction. Make sure you know which is the downward side. Sanding on the upward side can cause the wood to flip up and potentially causing a serious injury. Always keep the wood flat against the work table. Never freehand sand. Material sanded above the work table can get caught jerking it from your finger or slamming it into the work table. Press the wood against the sanding disc with light, gentle pressure. Keep the wood moving to avoid overheating and burning the wood. Sanding in different locations also helps the sanding disc to wear evenly. Always turn off the disc sander and wait for it to come to a complete stop before leaving the area. If you are not comfortable using the disc sander or do not know how to use the disc sander, ask your instructor to assist you.